I just don't want this to happen to anybody else. And I just want him to be okay.
We are hearing for the first time from a heartbroken family after their loved one died riding a roller coaster at Epic Universe.
1 week ago, Kevin Rodriguez Zavala was found unresponsive on Stardust Racers and later died at the hospital. Today, WESH 2 was the only local news station to sit down with his parents to talk about their son's death.
The family fighting back tears as they told us more about the young man who they described as a theme park enthusiast. The attorneys also demanded answers in the hopes of preventing another tragedy. You'll hear Christina Watkins' interview with the family in just a moment. Investigative reporter Justin Checker is also breaking down their attorney's impassioned plea for answers and where this investigation could go from here.
We begin with WESH 2's Stuart Moore leading our team coverage right outside Epic Universe. Stu.
Jesse and Michelle, as you all mentioned, his family says that he was fully independent. Today we heard from his parents, from his brother, and from his sister, and they say that he loved theme parks. He was a theme park enthusiast. But we also heard from his attorneys, Ben Crump and Natalie Jackson, who say that they want this ride to remain shut down until an investigation is fully complete. Now, Kevin Rodriguez Zavala was riding Stardust Racers last Wednesday when he was found unconscious and later died. The medical examiner ruled his death accidental after multiple blunt force injuries. The family's attorneys say he hit his head multiple times on the ride. Now, after a news conference that we brought you live right here on WESH 2 this afternoon, Kevin's family spoke exclusively with our own WESH 2's Christina Watkins. She joins us live from the hotel where the family spoke earlier today. And Christina, it was an emotional day for this family as they had to give the details about their family member's death.
And they held back tears so they could get those words out. But during our one-on-one, I wanted to know more about who their son was to them. Kevin Rodriguez Zavala's parents told me he was an incredible son who had no limits. They said he was an angel who helped anyone who needed him. And they emphasized how life will not be the same with him gone.
I thank God for the amazing person he was.
Yes.
And how much he's gonna be missed.
It's been 1 week since this Central Florida family lost a beloved brother, son, uncle, and friend.
His birthday was only 2 days before mine. Birthdays are no longer gonna be the same.
Loved ones described 32-year-old Kevin Rodriguez Zavala as having an old soul, someone who cared about those around him. But his biggest passion, family says, was gaming and going to theme parks.
He used to love Disney, like, for example, Star Wars, Epcot, all the theme parks.
His love for the thrills tragically ended 1 week ago after he visited Universal Epic Universe. His sister reflected on what ended up being their final conversation.
He had just called me on video that same morning.
In a one-on-one, the 32-year-old's parents tell WESH 2 even though their son was born with a spinal injury and used a wheelchair, it never stopped him from greatness. They said he was completely independent, a so-called roller coaster freak. And now all they want are answers from what turned out to be an unexpected, tragic ending.
What we're doing right now is trying to stop that this happen again to another family. Because I don't want any other family to feel what we're having right now. You know, prevent that.
Kevin Rodriguez Zavala was on that ride with his girlfriend, and I'm told we should hear from her about her account sometime next week. In the meantime, his parents invite everyone in the community who wants to show their support to say their final goodbyes to Kevin. That is set to happen this Friday in Kissimmee. We will post the address on our website, wesh.com. Stu, back to you.
All right, Christina, thank you. And Kevin Rodriguez's family wants Stardust Racers to remain shut down as this investigation unfolds until they find out exactly what happened to their loved one. WESH 2 investigative reporter Justin Checker continues our team coverage with more on what the family had to say. He's live outside of Epic Universe for us. Justin, what's the latest?
Well, Stu, we know Universal Orlando Resort's president says Stardust Racers function as intended from start to finish, but attorney Ben Crump says that doesn't mean there weren't any issues with the restraint meant to keep Kevin safe. While Kevin Rodriguez Zavala used a wheelchair because of a spinal condition, his family's attorney Ben Crump says the 32-year-old man did not have any medical restrictions that would have prevented him from riding Stardust Racers.
And multiple blunt force trauma is not a pre-existing injury. The multiple blunt force trauma came from him hitting against the metal on this ride. That is what killed Kevin.
Attorney Crump is demanding answers from Universal Orlando Resort about what exactly happened last Wednesday night on the thrill coaster at Epic Universe.
We will find out more when Universal is transparent to let us see video, let our experts examine the ride itself.
Attorneys from the Crump law firm say they've spoken with 5 witnesses. That includes Kevin's girlfriend, who the attorneys say was seated next to him in the second to last row.
He got on the ride expecting to have a joyous experience.
The attorneys say witnesses told them Kevin had repeated head injuries, he was unresponsive for the majority of the ride, and he was completely slouched over the restraint.
Safety is more than whether a machine is broken. If a ride's restraint fails to properly protect a rider, then that is a safety failure.
As they search for answers, the attorneys have assembled a team of design, operations, manufacturing, and safety experts. And I reached out to Universal Orlando for comment about this afternoon's press conference, but I've not yet heard back. Universal has said it is fully cooperating with the Orange County Sheriff's Office investigation, and the Crump law firm attorneys say they're expecting to speak with counsel from Universal this afternoon. Stu?
All right, Justin, thank you. And right now, the State Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services is taking the lead on this investigation, as is standard for any incidents that happen at amusement parks. They are working with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Just last week, state investigators said they agreed with Universal Orlando Resort's findings that the ride was operating normally when Rodriguez Zavala was riding it. Rides like Stardust Racers undergo 80 hours, as we told you before, of consecutive testing. It's a requirement that ride technicians say is imposed by either the manufacturer or the park, not the state. Now, most new roller coasters are also high-tech with real-time data tracking, so ride workers know exactly and instantly if something is going wrong. Injuries, let alone deaths, at our theme parks are extremely rare, as we have hardly ever had the report on them. The most recent report from the State Department of Agriculture that came out on July 15th and is the first quarterly report to be released, including Epic Universe, it shows from April to July 12th, injuries were reported at all of our theme parks. 7 were reported at Universal Orlando Parks. Of those, 3 were documented at Epic about a month after the park opened. On June 22nd, a 63-year-old became dizzy while on Stardust Racers. He had a pre-existing condition. 2 days later, the state reported a 47-year-old woman who also had a pre-existing condition reported experiencing some sort of visual disturbance or numbness on the same ride. And on Hiccup's Wing Gliders, a 32-year-old man who did not have any pre-existing issues said that he felt some chest pain. So far this year, the report states Universal had 10 reported injuries. Disney also had 10. SeaWorld reported 3 injuries. Legoland and Busch Gardens in Tampa both had 0. Now, as we heard in today's news conference, Kevin was a theme park enthusiast and did not let his disabilities stop him from living his life to the fullest. We looked into Universal Orlando's guide for safety and accessibility for others just like Kevin. Universal says there are specific boarding requirements and accommodations for people who use wheelchairs at each attraction. In all cases, the guide says anyone using a wheelchair can ride if you can transfer to the attraction seating either by yourself or by the help with someone else. Now, this is a look at the attraction's design at Epic Universe to accommodate people moving from their wheelchair to the ride vehicle. You can see it includes Stardust Racers as well as other coasters at the park, including Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge and Minecart Madness. WESH 2 was the first to bring you this story when it broke just a week ago, and we've been on top of the latest developments ever since. Be sure to download the WESH 2 News mobile app so you are staying on top of any breaking developments in this case. And of course, remember, our live team coverage continues coming up tonight, but for now, we'll send it back into the studio to you, Michelle and Jesse.